This audiobook will guide you on a transformative journey, unlocking the power of your inner drive to manifest the life you truly desire. You'll learn to tap into the deepest layers of your mind and emotions, aligning your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with your highest aspirations. Discover how to cultivate patience, resilience, and clarity, essential for turning your dreams into reality. This book is designed for anyone seeking to overcome self-limiting beliefs, embrace change, and take control of their future. Whether you're pursuing personal fulfillment, career success, or spiritual growth, this audiobook will empower you to become the architect of your reality and thrive in every aspect of your life. If you really want it, you'll get it. Published by Mindlixer. Chapter 1: The Spark of Longing, Desire as the First Flame. Desire is the fuel for all creation. It is the first whisper of life stirring within you, a quiet nudge from the depths of your being, often so subtle that at first, you may not even recognize it for what it is. But that small, flickering spark of longing is the seed from which all of your greatest dreams and aspirations can grow. It's not merely a wish or fleeting fancy, but an insistent pulse, a feeling so raw, so primal, that it begins to shape your reality before you've even made a conscious decision to pursue it. This desire is not something that arrives fully formed. It is a delicate ember, waiting for you to acknowledge it, feed it, and nurture it into a flame that burns so brightly it cannot be ignored. Often, people confuse desire with a simple want. You might say, "I want a better job," or "I want more happiness," but these are superficial statements that lack the depth and intensity of true desire. Real desire doesn't come from the surface level of your mind, it emerges from your core, from that place where your deepest truths reside. It is not rational, nor is it easily explained. It is an instinctive pull, a gravitational force that draws you toward something, even when logic tells you it's impossible or foolish. And therein lies the magic of desire. It transcends the limits of your current reality, tugging at the edges of what is possible and whispering to you, there is more. To feel desire deeply is to awaken a part of yourself that is more powerful than any obstacle you might encounter on your path. It is the beginning of a transformation that can shift not only the course of your life but also the way you perceive the world around you. When you truly desire something, you stop waiting for permission. You stop asking whether it's realistic or whether you're worthy of it. The sheer force of that desire propels you forward, sometimes against all odds, with a momentum that defies logic. It's as if the very act of wanting something so deeply begins to change the fabric of reality around you, creating opportunities and pathways where there were none before. Yet, desire is not always comfortable. In fact, true desire often feels like an ache, a restless longing that gnaws at you from within. It can feel like a yearning that you cannot quite satisfy, no matter how hard you try. It's as though the mere recognition of your desire opens up a gap between where you are and where you want to be, and that gap can be painful. But this pain is not to be feared. It is the same pain that drives an artist to create, the same restlessness that pushes a dreamer to take risks and step into the unknown. This discomfort is a sign that you are alive, that you are growing, and that something within you is demanding to be expressed. There's a reason why so many spiritual traditions speak of desire as a divine force. It is the essence of life itself, the energy that moves through you, urging you to expand, to reach beyond the confines of your current circumstances. Without desire, there is no growth, no evolution, no creation. But desire alone is not enough. It is the beginning, yes, but it is not the end. To transform desire into reality requires more than just feeling, it requires action, belief, and persistence. Desire is the spark, but you must become the one who fans that spark into a blazing fire. You must be willing to confront the fears, doubts, and obstacles that stand in your way, knowing that the strength of your desire will carry you through. The path from desire to fulfillment is not a straight line. It is winding, unpredictable, and often filled with challenges that test your resolve. But these challenges are not meant to discourage you, they are meant to shape you, to refine your desire and make it stronger. When you face setbacks or failures, it is not a sign that your desire is misplaced. On the contrary, it is an opportunity for you to deepen your commitment to what you want. Each time you encounter resistance, you are given a choice: to give up and let the flame of desire flicker out, or to press forward and let that flame burn brighter. The more you choose the latter, the more you align yourself with the energy of creation, and the closer you come to manifesting your desires in the world. This is why desire, at its core, is so powerful. It is not just a passive wish or a fleeting thought. It is an active force, one that has the potential to transform not only your life, but the lives of those around you. When you tap into your deepest desires, you tap into a source of energy that is limitless, boundless, and capable of achieving far more than you ever imagined. But the key is to trust in that desire, to honor it as the sacred force that it is, and to allow it to guide you toward your highest potential. So often, people dismiss their desires, telling themselves that it's selfish or impractical to want more. They settle for what they think is realistic, and in doing so, they dim their own inner light. But your desires are not accidents. They are not random whims. They are messages from your soul, calling you toward the life you were meant to live. In the moments when doubt creeps in, and it will, you must remember that desire is not about certainty. It is about faith. Faith in yourself, faith in the process, and faith in the unseen forces that work behind the scenes to bring your desires to fruition. There will be times when it feels as though nothing is happening, when your efforts seem futile, and your dreams appear out of reach. But this is the testing ground of desire. It is in these moments of doubt and frustration that you must hold on to the fire within you, trusting that even when you cannot see the results, something is shifting. The universe is always responding to the energy you put out, and when that energy is fueled by desire, the response is inevitable. Desire, then, is not just the first step in the journey of creation. It is the very essence of the journey itself. It is what keeps you moving forward, even when the path ahead is unclear. It is what gives you the strength to keep going when others would give up. And it is what connects you to the infinite possibilities that exist beyond the limitations of your current reality. Desire is the bridge between the seen and the unseen, the known and the unknown. It is the force that propels you into the future, even when you have no idea what that future holds. So, as you sit with your desires, allow yourself to feel the full depth of them. Don't shy away from the intensity, the urgency, or the longing. Embrace it. Let it stir something within you that has been dormant for too long. Let it wake you up to the realization that you are capable of far more than you have been led to believe. Let it ignite a fire within you that refuses to be extinguished by doubt, fear, or the opinions of others. This is the power of desire. It is a force that, once unleashed, cannot be stopped. It will continue to grow, to evolve, and to expand until it has transformed not only your life, but the world around you. Chapter 2: Tuning into the frequency of your vision. There is an energy to everything that exists, a subtle vibration that hums beneath the surface of the world, often unnoticed, but always there. Your thoughts, your emotions, and even your desires are all made of this same energy, constantly sending out signals into the universe, like ripples in a vast ocean. And just as a radio must be finely tuned to pick up a specific frequency, so too must your mind and spirit be aligned with the frequency of your deepest desires if you are ever to bring them into reality. This is not a new idea. Ancient mystics, philosophers, and modern scientists alike have long understood that we are all vibrational beings living in a vibrational universe. But tuning into the right frequency, especially when it comes to our dreams, requires more than just awareness. It requires a deliberate and conscious alignment of thought, emotion, and intention. When you consider the concept of tuning in, imagine for a moment the metaphor of a radio signal. A station broadcasting beautiful music is always out there, filling the airwaves with its melody. Yet, unless your radio is turned to the exact right frequency, you won't hear it. Instead, you'll get static, frustrating, confusing noise that only serves to distract and irritate. Your desires work in much the same way. They exist on a specific vibrational frequency, a unique energetic wavelength. And when your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions are not in harmony with that frequency, you'll experience life as though you're surrounded by static, disconnected, disjointed, and out of sync with what you truly want. The noise of doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs will obscure the melody of your desires, making it harder for you to recognize the opportunities and possibilities that are constantly flowing toward you. But when you learn to tune into the frequency of your vision, when you align your entire being with the energy of what you want, everything changes. The static clears, and suddenly, the music of your desires plays loud and clear. You begin to notice synchronicities that you previously missed, opportunities that were always there but hidden beneath the noise of misalignment. You start to feel a sense of flow, as though the universe is responding to you, guiding you toward the manifestation of your desires. This is not magic, it is the natural law of resonance at work. Like attracts like. The energy you emit through your thoughts and emotions is always attracting experiences that match it. And the higher, clearer, and more focused your energy becomes, the more you will attract experiences that align with the fulfillment of your dreams. To truly understand this process, you must first recognize that everything you want, every goal, every dream, every vision, is already out there, vibrating at its own unique frequency. When you desire something, you are not creating it from nothing, you are simply attuning yourself to the vibration of what already exists in potential. Think of it this way: the house you want to live in, the career you want to have, the relationships you wish to experience, they all exist on a vibrational level, just waiting for you to match their frequency. But this matching of frequencies requires conscious effort. It is not enough to merely wish for something or to hope that it will come to you. Wishing is passive. Hoping is uncertain. Tuning in, on the other hand, is active and deliberate. It is a practice of aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions so that they resonate with the energy of what you desire. One of the most powerful tools you have for tuning into the frequency of your vision is visualization. When you visualize, you are not simply imagining a distant future, you are, in essence, creating a vibrational blueprint for that future. The mind does not differentiate between what is real and what is vividly imagined. To the subconscious mind, every mental image you create is experienced as real, here and now. This is why visualization can be such a potent tool for manifestation. When you consistently visualize yourself living the life you desire, you begin to shift your internal frequency to match the vibration of that life. Your mind and body start to feel as though you are already there, already living that reality. And as a result, you start to attract circumstances, people, and events that are in alignment with that frequency. But visualization is only the beginning. To truly tune into the frequency of your vision, you must also cultivate the emotions that correspond to the fulfillment of your desires. Emotions are powerful energy transmitters, and they have a direct impact on the frequency you emit. Think about the last time you felt truly joyful, excited, or grateful. In those moments, your energy was high, your vibration was elevated, and everything around you seemed to respond to that elevated state. Now, imagine if you could maintain that emotional frequency on a consistent basis, especially when it comes to your desires. The key here is to feel as though your desire has already been fulfilled, to embody the emotions of success, joy, and gratitude as though the outcome you seek is already yours. This is how you align your inner world with the frequency of what you want to create. However, it is important to acknowledge that tuning into the frequency of your vision does not mean you will never experience doubt or fear. These emotions are natural, and they will arise from time to time. But the difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck in static is the ability to recognize doubt and fear for what they are, temporary distortions in the signal. Instead of letting these emotions pull you off course, you must learn to recalibrate, to return to the frequency of your desire even when the noise of uncertainty is loud. This requires mental discipline and emotional awareness. It requires you to be mindful of your thoughts and to consciously choose thoughts that support your vision rather than sabotage it. Another essential aspect of tuning in is trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, and trust in the timing of the universe. Often, people become frustrated or disillusioned when they don't see immediate results. They start to doubt whether their desires will ever come to fruition, and in doing so, they unknowingly shift their frequency to one of lack and impatience. But the truth is that everything you desire is already on its way to you, in its own perfect time and manner. The universe works in mysterious ways, and sometimes, what you want doesn't come in the form or the time frame you expect. But it always comes in the way that is most aligned with your highest good, if you allow it to. Trusting the process means understanding that you do not need to force or control every detail of how your desires will manifest. Your job is not to micromanage the universe, your job is to stay aligned with the frequency of your vision, to keep your energy focused on what you want rather than on what you fear or doubt. This is the essence of tuning in. It is about holding a steady, unwavering vision of your desired outcome, even when external circumstances seem to suggest otherwise. It is about maintaining your internal alignment with the energy of your desire, no matter what is happening around you. And so, the practice of tuning into the frequency of your vision becomes a daily discipline. It is a conscious choice to wake up each day and align yourself with the energy of what you want to create. It is a decision to direct your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions toward the fulfillment of your desires. And it is a commitment to trust in the unseen forces that are always working on your behalf, even when you cannot see the evidence of their work. The more you practice this alignment, the more natural it becomes. Over time, you will begin to notice that the static clears, the noise fades, and the melody of your desires grows louder and more beautiful. Chapter 3: Building Your Path, One Step at a Time. The journey from desire to fulfillment is often romanticized as a grand leap, as though the distance between where you are and where you want to be is traversed in one dramatic moment of transformation. But in reality, that leap is made up of countless small, deliberate steps, each one seemingly insignificant on its own, but cumulatively powerful. Every great achievement, every dream brought to life, is built brick by brick, with consistency, determination, and a commitment to moving forward, even when the road ahead is uncertain. The path you must walk is not laid out in front of you by chance, it is constructed by the actions you take, one step at a time. This truth can be both freeing and daunting. It is freeing because it means that you are not required to have everything figured out from the very beginning. You do not need to see the entire path to start walking it. In fact, most of the time, the path will only reveal itself to you as you move forward. It will twist and turn in ways you could not have predicted, presenting you with opportunities and challenges that were invisible from the starting point. But it is also daunting because this means there is no shortcut, no magical moment where everything falls into place without effort. The journey requires you to show up day after day, step after step, often without any immediate sign of progress. And yet, this is where the magic truly lies, in the steady accumulation of small actions that, over time, create something far greater than the sum of their parts. Each step you take is a commitment to your vision, a declaration that you are willing to do what it takes to bring it to life. It is easy to be motivated in the beginning, when the flame of desire burns brightly and the excitement of possibility fills the air. But as time goes on, the initial thrill often fades, replaced by the mundane reality of daily effort. This is where many people falter. They become disillusioned when progress is slower than expected, or when setbacks arise, or when the goal begins to seem distant and unattainable. But this is also where the true power of consistency is revealed. It is not the dramatic, sweeping actions that lead to lasting success, but the quiet, unglamorous work that happens behind the scenes, day after day. Imagine, for a moment, that your desire is like a seed planted in the soil. At first, there is nothing to see, just dirt and earth. You water the seed, you nurture it, but for weeks or even months, there may be no visible sign of growth. This is where most people give up. They stop tending to the seed because they believe nothing is happening, unaware that beneath the surface, roots are beginning to take hold, creating a foundation for what will eventually emerge. It is only through patience and persistence that the seed finally breaks through the ground, and even then, the growth is slow and incremental. But over time, with continued care, that small seed transforms into a towering tree, something far grander than you could have ever imagined at the outset. Your dreams are much the same. The early stages of the journey are often marked by a lack of visible progress, but this does not mean that nothing is happening. Every small action you take, every step you move forward, is contributing to the foundation of your success. You may not see it right away, but beneath the surface, things are shifting. Opportunities are being created. Momentum is building. And eventually, that momentum reaches a tipping point, where the results of your efforts begin to become visible, often in ways that seem sudden and miraculous. But those overnight successes are never truly overnight. They are the result of months or even years of quiet, steady work that went unnoticed by the outside world. Consistency, then, becomes your greatest ally on this journey. It is not enough to take massive action once in a while and hope for a breakthrough. Instead, you must commit to taking small, consistent actions every single day, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Each step you take brings you closer to your goal, even if it is not immediately apparent. The power of consistency lies in its cumulative effect. What seems small and insignificant in the moment becomes monumental when repeated over time. It is the difference between planting a single seed and tending to an entire garden. One seed may grow into a single tree, but a garden requires ongoing attention, patience, and care. Over time, that garden flourishes, becoming a vibrant, thriving ecosystem that sustains itself and provides endless rewards. But how do you stay consistent when the road ahead feels long and uncertain? How do you keep taking steps when doubt, fear, and frustration threaten to pull you off course? The answer lies in your commitment to the process, rather than the outcome. If your focus is solely on the end goal, you may become discouraged when progress is slow or when obstacles arise. But if you learn to find satisfaction and fulfillment in the act of moving forward, regardless of how far you have left to go, you will discover a deep well of resilience and motivation that can carry you through even the toughest challenges. This is not to say that the outcome is unimportant, far from it. Your vision is the guiding star that gives direction to your actions. But the journey itself is where growth happens. Every step you take teaches you something new, strengthens your resolve, and brings you closer to the person you need to become in order to achieve your dreams. The process of taking consistent action, day after day, is what transforms you. It is what shapes your character, refines your skills, and builds your capacity to handle success when it finally arrives. Without this process, even the most brilliant vision remains nothing more than a distant fantasy. To build your path, then, is to embrace both the big picture and the small steps. It is to hold your vision in your mind while dedicating yourself fully to the present moment, to the task at hand. This is where true mastery lies, not in waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions, but in showing up every day and doing the work, even when it feels mundane or difficult. The most successful people in the world are not necessarily the most talented or the most fortunate. They are the ones who have learned to master the art of consistent action, who have trained themselves to keep moving forward, one step at a time, no matter what. And as you continue to build your path, something remarkable happens. The more you walk it, the more it becomes a part of you. What once felt difficult or unnatural begins to feel effortless. The steps that once required conscious effort become habits, ingrained into your daily routine. You begin to move through life with a sense of purpose and direction, knowing that each action you take is bringing you closer to your goals. The path you are building is not just leading you toward a specific outcome, it is also shaping who you are becoming in the process. And as you grow, so too does your ability to handle the challenges and opportunities that come your way. There will be moments when the path ahead seems unclear, when you are unsure of what step to take next. In those moments, it is important to remember that action, no matter how small, is always better than inaction. The path does not need to be perfect, it simply needs to move you forward. When in doubt, take the next step, even if it is a small one. Trust that the path will reveal itself as you walk it, and that each step, no matter how insignificant it may seem in the moment, is contributing to the larger journey of your life. Chapter 4: Dancing with the Unknown, Embracing Chaos and Change. Life is not a straight line. It never has been, and it never will be. We often imagine the path to our dreams as a smooth, predictable journey, one where we take logical steps from point A to point B, always knowing where we are headed and what will come next. But the truth is that life unfolds in ways we cannot foresee. It twists and turns, throws obstacles in our way, and surprises us with unexpected opportunities. The most powerful forces of change come when we least expect them, and it is in these moments of chaos and uncertainty that we are truly tested. This is where growth happens, not in the safety of the known, but in the wilderness of the unknown, where nothing is certain and everything is possible. To dance with the unknown is to embrace this unpredictability, to allow yourself to be swept up in the rhythm of life's changing tides, trusting that even when you cannot see the path ahead, you are being guided to exactly where you need to be. The unknown is often seen as something to be feared, something to avoid at all costs. We cling to the familiar because it feels safe, because it gives us the illusion of control. But true growth, true transformation, can only happen when we step beyond the boundaries of what we know. The familiar may feel comfortable, but it is also limiting. It confines us to the same patterns, the same thoughts, the same actions. To break free from these limitations, we must be willing to venture into the unknown, to face the uncertainty head-on, and to trust that the chaos we encounter is not there to derail us, but to propel us forward. Chaos is not the enemy of progress, it is its catalyst. It shakes us out of our complacency, forcing us to adapt, to evolve, and to discover new possibilities that we never would have considered had everything remained the same. There is a certain beauty in chaos, a wild, untamed energy that has the power to break down old structures and create space for something new to emerge. When everything feels uncertain, when the ground beneath your feet seems to be shifting, this is not a sign that you are lost or that things are falling apart. It is a sign that you are on the brink of something transformative, that you are being asked to let go of what no longer serves you and to open yourself to new opportunities. The unknown is not empty, it is full of potential. It is a space of infinite possibility where anything can happen. But to access this potential, you must first be willing to let go of your need for control. You must surrender to the flow of life, trusting that the universe is always working in your favor, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. Surrendering to the unknown does not mean giving up or becoming passive. It means releasing your attachment to how you think things should be and opening yourself to how things could be. It is about being flexible, adaptable, and open to change, even when that change is uncomfortable or frightening. It is about trusting that the universe has a plan for you, even when you cannot see it, and that every twist and turn along the way is leading you closer to where you are meant to be. This is not an easy thing to do. Our minds crave certainty and predictability. We want to know what will happen next, to have a clear map that shows us the way. But the most meaningful journeys do not come with maps. They require us to navigate by intuition, to trust our inner compass, and to take one step at a time, even when we cannot see the entire path. The unknown is not a void. It is not a place of emptiness or nothingness. It is alive with possibilities, with opportunities that are waiting to be discovered. But to see these possibilities, you must first learn to look at the unknown with new eyes. Instead of fearing it, view it as an adventure. Instead of trying to control it, allow yourself to be curious about what it might reveal. This shift in perspective can change everything. When you stop seeing the unknown as a threat and start seeing it as a playground of possibilities, you free yourself from the constraints of fear. You open yourself to the magic of life's unpredictability, to the surprises and synchronicities that can only emerge when you are willing to let go of your rigid expectations. Change is inevitable, whether we like it or not. Life is constantly in motion, and nothing ever stays the same for long. Seasons change, people change, circumstances change. And yet, so often, we resist this change, clinging to the past or trying to maintain the status quo. But resisting change only creates suffering. It keeps us stuck in old patterns and prevents us from moving forward. To embrace change is to recognize that it is a natural part of life, that it is not something to be feared, but something to be welcomed. Change is the engine of growth. It is what allows us to evolve, to become more of who we truly are. Without change, there can be no progress, no transformation, no expansion. When you learn to dance with the unknown, you begin to see change not as an enemy, but as an ally. You start to understand that every challenge, every setback, every unexpected twist is an opportunity for growth. It is a chance to learn, to adapt, and to discover new strengths within yourself that you never knew existed. The unknown is not a place of weakness, it is a place of power. It is where you discover your resilience, your creativity, and your ability to thrive in the face of uncertainty. It is where you learn to trust yourself and your capacity to navigate whatever life throws your way. This is the essence of the dance, to move with life, rather than against it, to flow with the changes, rather than resist them. In this dance, there is no need for perfection. There is no need to have all the answers or to always know the right steps. The dance with the unknown is not about getting it right, it is about showing up, being present, and allowing yourself to be fully immersed in the experience, whatever that experience may be. Sometimes the rhythm will be fast and chaotic, and you will need to move quickly, adapting to the changing beat. Other times, the rhythm will slow down, and you will have the space to pause, to reflect, and to gather your strength before moving forward again. But no matter what the rhythm is, the key is to keep dancing, to keep moving, even when you are unsure of the next step. There will be moments when you stumble, when you lose your balance, when the chaos seems too overwhelming to handle. But even in these moments, there is beauty. Even in the stumbling, there is grace. Because every misstep, every fall, every moment of uncertainty is part of the dance. It is what makes the journey real, what gives it depth and meaning. Without the stumbles, without the moments of doubt and confusion, there would be no growth, no transformation. It is in these moments of challenge that you discover your true strength, your true resilience. It is in these moments that you learn to trust yourself, to trust the process, and to trust that, no matter what happens, you will find your way. The dance with the unknown is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process, a lifelong journey. There will always be new challenges, new uncertainties, new changes to navigate. But with each step you take, with each dance you dance, you become more skilled, more confident, more at ease with the unpredictability of life. You learn to trust in the flow, to trust in yourself, and to trust that, no matter where the dance takes you, you're exactly where you are meant to be. Chapter 5: The Mirror of Belief, Seeing Yourself in Your Desires. What you believe about yourself, the world, and what is possible determines everything. Belief is the lens through which you see your reality, shaping every experience, every relationship, and every opportunity that comes your way. It is the invisible force that either empowers or limits you, often without you even realizing it. We tend to think of belief as something static, something that either is or isn't, but the truth is far more complex. Belief is a living, breathing thing, constantly evolving and expanding, or contracting, based on your thoughts, experiences, and, most importantly, your willingness to challenge those beliefs. The power of belief lies not in its ability to reflect reality as it is, but in its ability to shape reality as it could be. What you believe about yourself and what you are capable of is not merely a reflection of your current circumstances, it is the architect of your future. The process of seeing yourself in your desires begins with understanding the profound impact of your beliefs. If you hold limiting beliefs about yourself, if, deep down, you believe that you are not worthy, not capable, or not deserving of the things you want, those beliefs will act as invisible barriers, keeping you from ever fully reaching your potential. These limiting beliefs are like dark clouds that obscure the bright, expansive sky of possibility. They may be so deeply ingrained that you don't even realize they are there, quietly sabotaging your efforts, whispering doubts and fears into your mind every time you take a step toward your dreams. These beliefs are often formed early in life, through experiences, conditioning, and the words of others. Over time, they become part of your internal narrative, the story you tell yourself about who you are and what you are capable of. And unless you actively challenge and transform these beliefs, they will continue to dictate your life's direction. Belief, then, is both the problem and the solution. It is the mirror through which you see yourself, and like any mirror, it reflects not just what is, but what you believe to be true. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see someone who is capable, powerful, and deserving of success? Or do you see someone who is small, limited, and always just short of achieving their goals? This reflection is not set in stone. It is not a fixed reality, but a projection of your inner beliefs. And just as a mirror can be cleaned and adjusted to give a clearer, more accurate reflection, so too can your beliefs be transformed to reflect the version of yourself that is aligned with your highest potential. One of the most powerful things you can do is to begin questioning the beliefs that hold you back. Ask yourself, what do I believe about myself that is limiting me? What stories am I telling myself about what is possible? These questions are the beginning of a deeper exploration, one that will take you into the heart of your own subconscious mind, where the roots of your beliefs are buried. It is not always a comfortable process. In fact, it can be deeply unsettling to realize that many of the beliefs you've held onto for so long are not actually true. They are simply interpretations, judgments, and assumptions that you have accepted as truth. But once you begin to challenge these beliefs, you create space for new, empowering beliefs to take their place. This is the essence of seeing yourself in your desires. It is about shifting your internal narrative so that your beliefs are in alignment with what you truly want. If you desire abundance, success, love, or fulfillment, you must first believe that you are worthy of those things. You must see yourself as someone who is capable of achieving them. This is not about pretending or faking it until you make it. It is about embodying the truth of your potential, even before the external results have manifested. Your beliefs are like the soil in which your dreams are planted. If the soil is poor, the seeds of your desires will struggle to grow. But if the soil is rich and fertile, those seeds will take root and flourish, growing into the reality you've envisioned. The process of changing your beliefs is not an overnight transformation. It requires consistent effort and awareness. You must be willing to examine your thoughts on a daily basis, to catch yourself when you fall into old patterns of thinking, and to consciously choose new thoughts that are aligned with the reality you want to create. This is where the real work begins, not in the external world, but in the inner landscape of your mind. Every time you catch yourself thinking, "I can't," or "I'm not good enough," or "it's too difficult," you have an opportunity to reframe that belief. You have the power to choose a different thought, one that supports your desires rather than undermines them. This is not about positive thinking in the superficial sense. It is about rewiring the very foundation of your belief system, so that your thoughts naturally align with the version of yourself that is capable of achieving everything you desire. One of the most effective ways to shift your beliefs is through the practice of visualization. Visualization is not just a tool for imagining your future, it is a powerful method for reprogramming your subconscious mind. When you visualize yourself living the life you desire, you are sending a clear signal to your brain that this is your new reality. The more vividly you can imagine it, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind. And because your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined, it begins to accept this new vision as truth. Over time, this shifts your internal beliefs, aligning them with the reality you are creating in your mind. Visualization is like planting seeds in the fertile soil of your subconscious. With each visualization, those seeds take root and grow stronger, eventually blossoming into the external manifestation of your desires. But visualization alone is not enough. You must also take action. Your beliefs are shaped not only by your thoughts, but by your actions. Every action you take is a statement of belief, whether you realize it or not. When you act in alignment with your desires, you reinforce the belief that those desires are possible and achievable. But when you hesitate, when you procrastinate, when you avoid taking action because of fear or doubt, you reinforce the belief that your desires are out of reach. This is why action is so powerful. It is the bridge between your internal beliefs and your external reality. When you take action, even in the face of uncertainty or fear, you are telling yourself, "I believe in my ability to create this." And with each step you take, your belief in yourself grows stronger, until eventually, that belief becomes unshakable. The mirror of belief is always reflecting back to you what you hold to be true about yourself and the world. If you want to change the reflection, you must first change what you believe. This is not about forcing yourself to believe something that feels false or unattainable. It is about gradually expanding your belief system to include the possibility of what you desire. Start small if you need to. Focus on believing in the next step, rather than the entire journey. If the idea of achieving your ultimate goal feels too overwhelming, break it down into smaller, more manageable beliefs. For example, instead of trying to believe that you can achieve massive success overnight, focus on believing that you can take the next step toward success today. This incremental approach allows your belief system to expand naturally, without triggering resistance or fear. Ultimately, the process of aligning your beliefs with your desires is a journey of self-discovery. It is about uncovering the truth of who you really are, beyond the limitations and conditioning that have been placed upon you. It is about seeing yourself not as you have been, but as you are becoming, as the person who is fully capable of achieving everything you desire. This is the power of belief. It is not just a passive reflection of your current reality, it is an active force that shapes your future. And when you learn to harness this power, to see yourself in your desires, and to believe in your ability to manifest them, there is nothing you cannot achieve. Chapter 6: The Alchemy of Patience, Trusting the Process. Underscore 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 underscore. Patience is one of the most misunderstood and undervalued virtues in the pursuit of personal growth, success, or any deep desire. In a world that has grown accustomed to instant gratification, where the pace of life is accelerating and every result seems just a click away, patience often feels like a relic of another time. Yet, it is patience that forms the bedrock of true transformation. Like the ancient alchemists who sought to turn base metals into gold, the process of realizing your deepest desires is not immediate. It is a slow, methodical process that unfolds in its own time, and this process requires you to trust in the unseen forces at work, to believe in the value of the unseen, and to surrender your need for immediate results. This is the alchemy of patience, the ability to stay the course, even when there is no visible sign that your efforts are paying off, and to trust that every step, no matter how small, is contributing to the manifestation of your desires. Patience is not passive. It is not about sitting idly by, waiting for something to happen without any effort on your part. It is an active, engaged form of surrender. It is about continuing to show up, to put in the work, and to take consistent action, all while releasing your attachment to the timing of the results. It is understanding that growth, like the roots of a tree, often happens below the surface, out of sight. Just because you cannot see immediate progress does not mean that nothing is happening. The process of transformation, like the changing of the seasons or the movement of the tides, operates on its own timeline, one that is often beyond your control or even your understanding. And it is precisely because this timeline is beyond your control that patience becomes a necessary tool in your journey. There is a natural rhythm to everything in life. Flowers do not bloom before their time, and the fruit on a tree does not ripen overnight. Everything in nature has its own cycle, a period of growth, maturation, and fruition, followed by periods of rest and renewal. This same rhythm applies to your dreams and desires. They, too, must follow a natural progression. Just as you would not expect to plant a seed and see a full-grown tree the next day, you cannot expect your desires to manifest immediately after you have set your intentions and taken your first steps. There is a period of gestation, a time when things are taking shape beneath the surface, even if you cannot yet see them. This is the time when patience is most important, for it is during this gestational period that many people give up. They lose faith in the process because they do not see immediate results, and they abandon their efforts just as their desires are beginning to take root. Trusting the process means understanding that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even when it doesn't appear to be. It means having faith that your efforts are not in vain, that every action you take, no matter how small, is contributing to the bigger picture. This trust is not always easy. There will be times when you feel frustrated, when you begin to doubt whether all your hard work will ever pay off. In these moments, patience becomes an act of courage. It is the willingness to keep going, to continue nurturing your dreams, even when the harvest feels far away. It is the recognition that the process of growth and transformation is not linear. There will be moments of rapid progress and moments of stagnation. There will be times when everything seems to fall into place and times when nothing seems to be happening. But through it all, the process is working, silently and steadily, in ways you cannot always see or understand. The practice of patience also requires a deep sense of presence. It asks you to let go of your fixation on the future, on the end result, and to focus instead on the here and now. So often, we become so consumed with reaching our goals that we forget to appreciate the journey. We place all our happiness and fulfillment in some distant outcome, believing that we will only be satisfied once we have achieved our desires. But this mindset robs us of the joy and richness of the present moment. Patience teaches us that the journey itself is valuable, that each step along the way is meaningful, even if it does not immediately bring us closer to our destination. It reminds us that life is not something to be rushed through, but something to be savored, experienced, and appreciated. One of the greatest gifts of patience is that it allows you to cultivate a deeper sense of trust in yourself and in the universe. When you are patient, you are saying to yourself, "I trust that I am on the right path, even if I cannot see the full picture yet." You are affirming your belief in your own ability to persevere, to keep moving forward, even in the face of uncertainty. This trust is essential, for without it, you are likely to become overwhelmed by doubt and fear. When you trust the process, you begin to see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as part of the journey. You understand that setbacks and challenges are not signs that you are on the wrong path, but opportunities for growth and learning. This shift in perspective is transformative. It frees you from the anxiety of needing to control every aspect of your journey and allows you to flow more freely with the natural rhythm of life. Patience also cultivates resilience. In a world that constantly pushes us to achieve more, to be faster, better, and more productive, the ability to be patient sets you apart. It gives you the strength to weather the inevitable storms of life without being shaken by them. When you are patient, you are not swayed by temporary setbacks or delays. You are able to maintain your focus and your commitment, even when the path ahead seems long and uncertain. This resilience is what allows you to stay the course, to keep moving forward, even when the road is difficult. And it is this persistence, this ability to keep going in the face of adversity, that ultimately leads to success. There is also a certain wisdom in patience. It teaches you to be discerning, to know when to push forward and when to step back. Not every moment is a time for action. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is to wait, to allow the process to unfold in its own time. This does not mean being passive or complacent. It means recognizing that there is a time for everything, and that sometimes the best thing you can do is to allow things to come to you, rather than forcing them into being. This is the balance that patience brings, the ability to take action when it is needed, but also to step back and trust when the time is right. Patience is not about delaying your desires or putting off your dreams. It is about understanding that the process of bringing those desires into reality is one of gradual unfolding. It is about trusting that everything you need is already on its way to you, even if it is not yet visible. When you are patient, you are not in a rush to get to the end. You are able to appreciate the small steps, the incremental progress, and the quiet moments of reflection that are just as important as the big breakthroughs. You begin to see that every part of the journey is valuable, not just the destination. In the end, the alchemy of patience is about transformation. It is about allowing yourself to be shaped and refined by the process, rather than rushing through it. It is about trusting that the time it takes for your desires to manifest is the time you need to grow into the person who is ready to receive them. Patience teaches you that everything is happening for you, not to you, and that the timing of your journey is perfect, even when it doesn't match your expectations. It reminds you that the most beautiful things in life take time to grow, and that the wait is always worth it. Chapter 7: Becoming the Flame, Living in Alignment with Your Highest Self. You have always been the creator of your reality, whether you have realized it or not. Every thought you've had, every belief you've held, every choice you've made has shaped the world you see around you. The idea that we are passive participants in life, simply reacting to circumstances as they unfold, is an illusion, a comfortable one, perhaps, but an illusion nonetheless. The truth is that you are the architect of your existence. Every moment, every decision, every dream or fear you entertain is like a stroke of the pen in the blueprint of your life. And as the architect, you hold the power to design something extraordinary. But in order to step fully into this role, you must first embrace your own agency. You must accept that your reality is not something that happens to you, but something you create, moment by moment, with the tools of thought, belief, intention, and action. To become the conscious architect of your life is to recognize that the external world is a reflection of your internal state. The world you experience is a mirror, showing you what you believe to be true about yourself, about others, and about what is possible. If you look around and see limitations, challenges, or lack, it is not because these things inherently exist, but because, on some level, you believe they do. This is not about blaming yourself for the difficulties you face, but about understanding the power you have to change them. Once you realize that the obstacles you encounter are not fixed and immovable, but malleable and subject to change, you begin to see that the blueprint is in your hands. You are no longer bound by the constraints of circumstance or the expectations of others. You are free to redesign your life in any way you choose. But this power to create comes with great responsibility. Being the architect of your reality means taking full ownership of your life. It means letting go of the excuses and justifications that have kept you small. It means acknowledging that every choice you make, no matter how insignificant it may seem in the moment, contributes to the larger structure of your life. This level of responsibility can feel overwhelming at first, especially if you've spent much of your life believing that things are happening to you rather than because of you. But this shift in perspective is liberating. When you take full ownership of your reality, you are no longer at the mercy of outside forces. You reclaim your power, and with that power, you can begin to build something new, something that aligns with the deepest desires of your heart. This process of creation begins with vision. As the architect of your life, you must first have a clear and compelling vision of what you want to build. Just as an architect wouldn't begin constructing a building without first drafting detailed plans, you cannot build the life you want without first having a vision of what that life looks like. This vision must be more than a vague idea or a collection of disjointed desires. It must be a fully formed, vivid picture that excites and inspires you. When you close your eyes, can you see it? Can you feel what it's like to live in that reality? The clearer and more detailed your vision, the easier it becomes to align your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with that vision. But a vision alone is not enough. You must also have the courage to believe that your vision is possible. This belief is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without it, your vision remains just that, a vision, existing only in your mind, never brought into reality. Belief is what bridges the gap between imagination and manifestation. It is the force that turns dreams into goals, and goals into actions. To believe in your vision is to trust that you have the power to bring it to life, even if the path is not immediately clear. This belief must be unwavering, especially in the face of doubt and uncertainty. It is easy to believe in your vision when everything is going well, but the true test of belief comes when you encounter challenges or when progress is slower than you anticipated. In these moments, belief is not just a thought or a feeling, it is a decision. It is a choice you make, again and again, to trust in the process and in your ability to create the life you desire. As you begin to build your new reality, you must also be willing to let go of the old structures that no longer serve you. Just as an architect may need to demolish an outdated building to make room for something new, you must be willing to release the beliefs, habits, and patterns that are holding you back. This process of letting go can be difficult, especially when you are attached to the familiar, even if the familiar is not serving you. But holding on to what no longer serves you is like trying to build a new house on a crumbling foundation. No matter how beautiful the design, the structure will eventually collapse if the foundation is weak. To create something new, you must first clear away the old, making space for the new to emerge. This act of letting go is an essential part of the creative process, but it is often the most challenging. It requires you to face your fears, to confront the parts of yourself that you may have been avoiding, and to step into the unknown. It is an act of faith, trusting that by releasing what no longer serves you, you are making room for something greater. And while this process can feel uncomfortable or even painful at times, it is also profoundly freeing. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you free yourself from the limitations of the past. You open yourself to new possibilities, new opportunities, and new ways of being that were previously unavailable to you. Once you have let go of the old and embraced your new vision, the next step is to take action. As the architect of your life, you must not only design the blueprint but also take the steps necessary to bring that blueprint into reality. This is where many people falter, not because they lack vision or belief, but because they are unwilling to take consistent, aligned action. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect set of circumstances, believing that everything must be in place before they can begin. But the truth is that perfection is an illusion. There will never be a perfect moment to start. The only moment you have is now, and the only thing you need to do is take the next step, however small it may seem. Each action you take, no matter how small, is a declaration of your commitment to your vision. It is a message to yourself and to the universe that you are serious about creating the life you desire. And with each action, you begin to build momentum. Like the architect who lays one brick at a time, each small action you take brings you closer to the reality you are creating. Over time, these small actions compound, and before you know it, the blueprint you once held in your mind begins to take shape in the physical world. But this requires persistence. There will be times when progress feels slow, when obstacles arise, and when doubt creeps in. In these moments, it is important to remember that building something meaningful takes time. Just as a great building is not constructed overnight, neither is a great life. It is the result of consistent, aligned action over time, coupled with the unwavering belief that what you are building is worth the effort. In this process of creation, there will be moments of uncertainty, times when the path ahead is unclear, and the outcome is uncertain. These moments are not a sign that you are on the wrong path, but rather a natural part of the creative process. The architect does not always know how every detail will come together from the outset. There are adjustments to be made, challenges to be faced, and new information to be integrated as the process unfolds. But through it all, the architect trusts in the overall vision and continues to move forward, one step at a time. In the same way, you must learn to trust in the process, even when you cannot see the full picture. Trust that each step you take is bringing you closer to your desired outcome, even if the results are not immediately visible. As you continue to build, you will begin to notice that your reality starts to shift. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach will begin to present themselves. People who can help you on your journey will appear. Circumstances will align in ways that you could not have predicted. This is the power of becoming the conscious architect of your life. When you are clear on your vision, aligned in your beliefs, and consistent in your actions, the universe responds. It brings you the resources, the people, and the opportunities you need to bring your vision to life. But this process requires patience, persistence, and trust. It requires you to stay committed to your vision, even when the results are not immediate, and to keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear. Ultimately, becoming the architect of your reality is about stepping fully into your power. It is about recognizing that you are not a passive participant in life, but an active creator, capable of shaping your world in alignment with your highest desires. It is about taking full ownership of your life and your ability to create something extraordinary. And as you continue to build, step by step, you will realize that the power to create has always been within you. You are the architect of your reality, and the life you desire is yours to create.